Hi Michael, this is Clinton here from Upwork. I thought I'd put together a quick video just to give you an idea of my thoughts and show you visually rather than send you a bunch of text on Upwork. So thanks for providing me your website and also a little bit of insight into what you're struggling with. I've got your site open here in front of me. So generally I can sell obviously online e-commerce, and there's a number of aspects that do come into play when you're trying to increase conversion rate on a site. Now you've got all the basics down here. You've got all the sort of fundamentals on the store as you've got. I've had a look over on your site as well through a tool called Ahrefs, so I can see, although you have a very low DR, which is something I would like to see higher with a site which has got this amount of traffic, that's definitely something that can be improved over the course of working with you. But I can see that you've got a good amount of indexation for a large number of keywords. And you do have some sort of backlink profile, which is represented here on this upward trend, which is a positive thing to see over the past 12 months. Your domain rating was at around 10, but you've had some loss. What the orange represents here, you've had some loss of some key referring domains or backlinks, which has caused this to drop down to 0 and flutter around the 0 and 1 mark. You've got some interesting backlink display going on here, like majority you can see come from the darker colors in the map, Sweden and Canada, but otherwise that all looks relatively good with regards to the upward trends. Besides this domain rating, you would like to see that back towards 10, 15, 20, just for the benefit and the health and the authoritative positioning of the site. Now, if I just have a look at your organic traffic, that'll give me an idea of what traffic you've got generating at the moment. So you seem to be a little bit lower than you were, and I think that's going to be partly due to the domain rating dropping down a little bit. That's why you've come sort of below the 1,000 mark, but I can see consistently you've been over 1,000 for the past sort of 12 months. It's somewhere between 1,200 and sort of just under 2,000. So that all looks good. But let's have a look here so I can see what your most organic keywords are. So your best ranking position, discount Lego sets, position 2. You're on page 1 at least at the bottom for Lego discount. And there's a few other interesting metrics here about what pages are actually ranking, which ones are bringing you the most traffic. So ultimately, good. The site's bringing in traffic, which you should be able to monetize. But when we come to looking at what we call conversion rate optimization, that's a different ballgame. You've done a good enough job of getting your traffic coming onto the site here from whatever methods and strategies you've used to date. But now it's a case of how do we get more money out of the traffic that you're generating to the site. So in this situation, it's not just a case of which keywords do we need to rank for, because you're already ranking for a good variety of keywords. It's taking it to the next stage of, okay, we're ranking for these keywords. How do we make more of those people searching that keyword come onto your site and then convert into traffic, into revenue, sorry. So conversion rate optimization is something that I do. I've worked on sort of small businesses, whether it be service or e-commerce based, and that's been sort of just to try and increase the amount of traffic that a site has within the number of hundreds. Otherwise, going into conversion rate optimization on larger sites, which I've also been a part of, which is sort of looking at, say, at a mass of 400 different sites spread across the globe. Understanding that this traffic coming into these sites, the bigger project's probably more interesting for you at this point. This project, they had a total search volume on a monthly basis of about 2 or 3 million. Somewhere in between that mark, and we were looking at things as finite as changing the color of buttons and what performance that had on the conversion rate of the optimization. And it'll be funny, it's an interesting fact to know that just by changing the checkout button from I think it was a green color to changing it to more of a red orange color, that increased the conversion rate by at least 25%, which was a big win for us in this project and conversion rate optimization. But every site's different, and it requires a lot of A and B testing, deploying certain strategies on certain pages to see how they perform or outperform a strategy that you try on a different page, and trying over certain periods of time, acquiring that data and then analyzing that data with the fine-tooth comb to go through and say, okay, what was it changing the decision maker? What was the journey that the customer made through the site to get to that point, to then make that decision to not buy versus buy, and looking at all the aspects, including heat maps and everything on how they behave on the site and how they behave on a single page, to really pin down what are we going to do, what changes are we going to implement across the site to try and generate those test results across the whole of the site and ultimately increase the conversion rate. So that's something which I would need to sort of go through in more detail with you over a phone call to really understand your goals, where you think your pitfalls are at the moment, and then sort of take a deep dive into where you want this project to go and what sort of scalability and timeframes you're looking to achieve these goals by, and then we can just run with it and go from there. But if that's something you're interested in, then I'd be happy to jump on a call with you, maybe sometime next week if you have anything convenient, and we can discuss everything and answer any questions that you have on this video I've got here today. So yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.